Once you've logged into Showit and selected your site design, your design dashboard should pop up just like so. But if you've never logged into Showit before, you might not know where to find things to make the adjustments that you need. So this video will give you a basic lay of the land of the Showit design dashboard, and then we'll dig into specific functions or features in separate videos. So when you've logged into your Showit design dashboard, you'll notice your visual editor here. So you've got your mobile editor and your desktop editor. And then you'll see that you have two main panels on the left and the right-hand side. On the left side, we have two tabs, one for the site as a whole and one for the page that you're specifically working on. And then on the right-hand side, our panel will always have to do with whatever is selected on the left-hand side. So for example, right now we have this text element selected. You'll see that it's highlighted in blue, and then there's a blue border around it on the screen. Because of that, because we have it selected, now the right-hand panel will be all of the settings specific to this particular text element. If we select this one instead, now this right-hand panel will have to do specifically with that piece of text. Likewise, if we click on the page as a whole, we've selected the page name up here. Now this right-hand panel has to do specifically with the home page settings as a whole. If we go back to our site tab over here, you'll notice we've got a couple main folders here that we'll talk about in a moment. And then let me just shift this guy up here. Underneath there, you have your list of site pages. You've got some blog templates down here that we'll talk about in a moment, and some site canvases down here that we'll also talk about in a moment. Down at the bottom of the screen, you'll notice that we have the ability to view both our mobile editor and our desktop editor at the same time. If you find that to be overwhelming, which sometimes I do, or if you're working on a smaller screen like this one, you may want to only look at mobile at one time here in the center, or only look at the desktop editor at one time. So you can click back and forth to be only looking at one at a time. And you can always go back to show your mobile and desktop as well. To zoom in or out, you can always check those settings here. I do recommend mostly working in the reset zoom, just so that you're not viewing things too zoomed in or zoomed out and thinking that the spacing looks different than it will in actuality. So for the most part, you'll use reset zoom or stay on that, general 100% view. You've also got undo and redo down here, which will always be helpful. And if you've clicked into a canvas, like I did here, we'll talk about canvases in a moment, you'll also see different elements that you can add to the existing template. We'll talk about that in a moment as well. We also have help documents down here. The Showit support team has put together super helpful help documents in a library that you can click on here. And then you also have the ability to ask questions from Showit support as well. Honestly, they are the best Showit support team, or the best support team that I've probably worked with online. Super, super nice, super, super helpful. Just do keep in mind that they do take weekends off, and they're only active Monday through Friday, 4 a.m. to 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So do keep that in mind. They're generally pretty quick to respond, but sometimes it is a slower response time, and they'll always keep you up to date with that here. So you'll just chat just like any other chat help function that you've probably used before. If, God forbid, your site were to completely go down, which I've seen happen maybe once or twice in the last 5 years of using Showit, you can go to emergency.showit.co for emergency help. And even if it's the weekend or after hours, someone will be around to help you out. They're best, truly. If you ever want to preview what your site looks like before you hit publish, you can hit preview and you can view it here, the mobile version. And you can scroll through and see how that will work. Sometimes it loads a little bit more slowly when I'm recording, or you can view the desktop editor here. And if you want to view it in a full screen, you can click this link here and it will open into a new tab. You can also use this preview link to view it on your actual mobile phone too, which I like to do as well, just because sometimes it looks slightly different on an actual phone than it does on the mobile editor. Usually it's minimal changes, but I do like to look at it on a real phone before I do hit publish. When you are ready to hit publish, meaning that you want your site to go live or you want your changes that you've just made to take effect on your already live site, you'll hit publish and hit publish. We won't do that now because this is just our tutorials template, but that's the basic lay of the land there. If you ever do need to access your Showit subscription or account details, you can click on your name in the bottom left-hand corner, and you've got a bunch of options here.